What up, everybody? Danny here, bringing you the Magblade build for the Deadlands DLC. This patch right now, as everybody knows, based on the recent maintenance, is absolutely atrocious. We're out in the fields getting blue screened by Siege nowadays on ESO, so that's happening. But nonetheless, uh, as long as we don't blue screen, Magblade is in a pretty solid spot amongst mages right now. Low key, my Magblade, since I've been playing a little more recently, haven't been streaming because of this the blue screen stuff that's going on now. But with the recent changes to Magblade, with the Dark Cloak, with the healthy offering, man, it honestly feels better than my MagSorc as far as survivability goes. Being able to kite around, X on it with the Mistform. I mean, Magblade feels really good right now. Still some issues with it, but nonetheless, super strong. And we're just going to go right into the build. Keep it short and sweet for y'all, like the Sorc video. Because I know y'all got shit to do, places to be, people to see. So, we're going to go into the character sheet unbuffed. This is what it's looking like right now. 33k mag, 28 health, 16.6 stam. This is all prior to the Death Dealer proc, so you're going to have to add 3k to all of these stats. Super good recovery, stam recovery. This is all prior to Sustained by Suffering procking, so you're going to want to go ahead and add like another 200 mag, health, and stam recovery to all these numbers because you always have a negative effect on you. But going down, food of choice I'm using is Clockwork Citrus Fillet. I have chosen race of a Dark Elf this patch, and the reason for that is I like the increased flame resistance, given that everybody is a Mag DK right now, and I'm sticking with Vamp 3. I really like the increased spell damage because it's buffing your healing and everything, and it's just buffing your bow procs. Everything goes with your spell damage, so it's just a little more damage, a little bigger heals compared to the Khajiit of last patch. Although Khajiit did have crit healing going for it. And then the increased max stats of 1900, so basically 2k max mag and stam. I mean, you can't really beat it. It's my favorite race in the game, honestly. That's why I run it on Sorc, and I just figured I'd try it on Magblade, and I'm really liking it. Other races, obviously, Khajiit is super strong. Can switch between Stam and Magblade if you want. With Dark Elf, you can switch between Stam and Magblade. Breton, super strong. Your survivability is going to be, if not, like way better than a Dark Elf per se, based off your increased sustain. But to each his own. Sometimes survivability is seen in having more damage and being able to finish targets faster, and other times it's prolonging a fight, which the Breton will give you that option. Going into the Mundus, this doesn't change for mages as far, for me at least. Atronaut Mundus, 310 mag recovery, best bang for your buck. You just can't beat it. Food, Clockwork Citrus Fillet. Basically what I'm going for here is just recovery food. You can go Bewitch Sugar Skulls and be just fine. Probably go another recovery on the Glyphs. And even then, I was running it with Bewitched with no, with just one spell damage, 2 recovery on the Glyphs with a Bewitched earlier. And I was greatly enjoying it. I mean, sometimes I would get in situations where my sustain was questionable, just depending on if they're running mag stam drains and whatnot. And it's pretty obviously to tell if you're used to fighting against people cheesing you with stam drains and whatnot, and mag drains, etc. But so I just went with Clockwork just to have a little bit more base recovery right there, and I can push out a little more damage in the build. Witch Mother's Potent Brew, the only difference between Clockwork Fillet and Witch Mother's Potent Brew is 30 mag recovery, so just use Witch Mother's Potent Brew, to be honest. The health recovery doesn't matter because you are a Dark Elf, or not a Dark Elf, a Vampire. So health recovery is nerfed to the dirt anyways. Getting into the supplies, we'll start going down. Slottables, you're running Tri-Stats. That's what you want for the build. You want Tri-Stats right here, and I use the Essence of Immovability with Detection, which gives you, this is for all the freaking Nightblades out here, dude, all the Houdinis. Gives you Stealth Detection, Major Intellect, and Immune to Knockbacks. Like, as soon as I see a Nightblade, I'm switching to this, popping it, and then hopefully not getting my shit knocked to fucking Neptune, but knowing that these Nightblades fucking can one-tap you even with 30k HP, more than likely you're still going to Neptune even if you can see him, but it is what it is. Going down, we're going to go to front bar is War Maiden's Inferno Staff. This shit is dope on Magblade just for the sole fact that it is buffing all of your magic damage abilities, and I'm playing Magblade as a caster, so my Swallow Soul essentially is getting buffed to the fucking to the sky. My bow procs, everything's magic damage on Magblade, so really does buff the hell out of your damage. Change to the build this patch is Gloom Grace, man. This has been a pleasant surprise to me when it came in. My buddies had told me about this set, but I never like paid no attention to it. But when the gold rings came to the vendor, like probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went ahead and just picked them up and said, "Hey, fuck it, let's just try it." Put it on my Magblade, man, and from the get-go, I really enjoyed this set, man. Like, gives you, put defending on the back bar, increase your max health, increase your healing taken by 4%. So basically 2 lines of max health on the back bar. And then when you take damage, you become a living shadow for 10 seconds, causing you to heal for 2k every 2 seconds, and gaining major evasion, which goes so far. It goes such a long way in PvP in today's state of the game, because everyone is just spamming AoEs, man. That's all it is out here. I mean, yes, you could burn a skill spot on Mirage, but I personally don't like Mirage because it's every 20 seconds. I feel like you have to put it up way too often, like 3 times a minute, right? And it's killing your sustain overall for me. And this is giving you another heal over time to stack with your hots in general. So it's been working super great for me. It gives you 2 lines of health, which is buffing your Dark Cloak. Overall, Grace of Gloom has been a pleasant surprise to me this patch for sure on Magblade, and I really don't feel like I have a loss in damage whatsoever compared to Heartlands from last patch. Maybe a little less penetration, but still I'm chewing through. Like targets that Magblade aren't like isn't suited to fight is heavy armor targets. No matter if you have penetration or not, Magblade just doesn't fight heavy well. Like a 40k tank bot, you're gonna struggle against just because you're really limited as far as like your burst ability. Your burst in general is pretty easily readable. So you have to really be like master the art of baiting and whatnot to get him to fall into your soul tethered bow procs and all that good stuff. But you pick that up as you play the class. Poisons we're going with this patch. We're gonna go with sorcery draining poisons. These are Columbine, Violet Capricornus, and Cornflower. So it reduces the weapon damage of your opponents by 215 and increases your spell power by 10% for 5.5 seconds. Really like this just because the uptime on the 5.5 seconds is quite considerable. You just resto poke them on the back bar, which as you keep getting better with it, you should be doing this anyways. Every time you get on your back bar, you should be weaving a resto poke into regen, resto poke in a dark cloak, resto poke in a siphon. This is how you got to really think about playing the game. So you're going to have real good uptime on this, 5.5 seconds, and that's just increasing your healing, increasing your damage when you go back to that front bar from the back bar to bow them down or swallow soul them. So 5.5 second uptime, Columbine, Violet Capricornus, and Cornflower. Helmet, heavy, Balorg Visage. We're going to go with Balorg for the monster. Well fitted. The build is 4 well fitted, 1 reinforced, 2 impen. Personally, my style is I like to roll more than just sit there and take damage with impen. Because rolling, when I roll, I'm mitigating 100% of the damage at that point in time. I just find it to be much more consistent for me than sitting there trying to wear 7 impen with 4k roll dodges and still taking 15k bow procs to the face. Crit resist to me is just so hit or miss, man. It really is. So I don't really play with much crit resist in any of my builds, and I do just fine, to be honest with you. So Balorg Visage, heavy. Gloom Grace, heavy on the chest. 2 tri-stat right there. Balorg Arm Cop, impen. This is one of the 2 impens to finish the monster. 1 medium, 3 heavy, 3 light, I want to say. Yep, 1 medium, 3 heavy, 3 light is the build just to get the Undaunted passive. So you can go light here as well, which it has its benefits here and there. But I would probably keep it medium because of the spell damage you get. And medium armor really does have good passives for like roll, dodge, damage recovery, and all that. And then finish it out with War Maiden, well fitted. Finish that, Gloom Grace Greaves, impen. And then War Maiden shoes, well fitted. The necklace is going to be trainee just for the max health, buffing your Dark Cloak and everything. Infused, mag recovery, all 3 are infused. Death Dealer's Feet is what I'm going with for the mythic. I mean, this shit is dope. You get 3k mag, health, and stam. We all know what it does at this point in time. Yeah, it's really good. Usually have 100% uptime on it as long as you can survive the initial like Zerg and get to that 30 stack. But as soon as you get to like a 20 stack, you're really benefiting from it, getting bigger heals, more damage, and all that good stuff. And then finishing out the Gloomgrace Ring with the infused spell damage to finish it off. So 2 infused mag recovery, 1 infused spell damage. I'm used to sustain on Magblade with Vamp 3, so I know like how to play it here and there with the siphon and everything, my rotation, what I need to be doing. If you feel like the sustain isn't good enough, feel free to go either a prismatic recovery here or just an infused mag recovery. Myself, I would go a prismatic recovery just so you get a little more stam recovery as well for roll dodges, break freeze, and all that good stuff. Getting into the skills, not much has changed. We're going Swallow Soul as the spammable. I like to play mage as a caster. Conceal weapon is great, but to me it's like, if you use conceal weapon, why not just go play Stamblade, you know? It's your surprise attack just does so much more damage than conceal weapon. Just go switch your dude to a Stamblade with armory too. When I play Magblade, I like to be a caster, so that's just how I run it. Heals you for 41% of the damage inflicted every 2 seconds. Just another hot. Everybody knows what this does. We're running fear. Gotta have fear on there. You can use this defensively, offensively. Super OP. One of the best skills in the game right here, man. If you're not used to using Shade, I would advise you to get used to using Shade because you can do so much sick shit with this. So Shade front bar, Merciless Resolve, Bow proc. Nice change here with the 5 light attacks and heavy attacks giving you, what is it, 60 weapon and spell damage. So what, 300 spell damage? Which is pretty nice, man. Just more spell damage. That in turn gives you more spell damage overall, which scales that poison that we have on the back bar as well. That gives you 10% more spell damage on top of it. Everything you have total in the end. So it all works out well here. That's a good change to Magblade right there. More healing, more damage, everything. Degen, because when I run anything else here and go spell power, it's just like with the state of PvP right now, there's a lot of Zerging going on. There's a lot of proc sets going on, man. Your stam is essentially always in check when you are outnumbered. Either a werewolf is howling away, a nightblade slashing away, or fucking, I don't know, something slashing away at your stam. So really, tri-stats to me in the state of the game right now are pretty much like you have to use tri-stats. Like spell power switch to tri-stats. Sometimes that downtime in which your spell power is up and your stam recovery is lower than it needs to be, than it would be per se with a tri-stat by like 200, 300, you really do notice that, and that's when you can't break free and they get to get the finishing blow on you instead of having that stam there to roll dodge and get out of it. From bar, ulti is Soul Tether. I love this ulti, man. This is one of the sickest ultimates in the game. The Soul Tether bow proc animation is just beautiful when you land it, man. Like you can't be like, it's so money. Heals you for half the damage, stuns them for 4 seconds. You can get out of just about anything with this if it goes off. Let's just say that sometimes this son of a bitch doesn't want to go off. But hey, man, that's just this game. Skills don't work half the time, but when it does, this shit is great. Back bar, siphon attacks. We all know what this does, man. This shit is goated. Primary source of sustain. Always want to keep this up, man. I advise, like, every time this shit hits 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, really just keep, like, when you go to the back bar, light attack, siphon, keep it up, man. Just keep it up. Keep it up. Obviously, if your sustain is good, you can just let it run all the way. But I like to, like, anytime it gets between, like, 5 to, like, 10, I'll just go ahead and, when I'm on my back bar, buffing up my heals, buffing up in general, putting up cloak and regen. Every time I go to the back bar, I'm typically putting regen and cloak up. The way I play Magblade like this is I treat it as if regen and dark cloak are my hardened ward and dampen magic. The way I shield on Sorc, where like every time I'm bar swapping, every 3-4 seconds, going to the back bar, putting up hard and dampen, is the same thing I'm doing on Magblade. Except instead of having a shield, these are just your hots. And basically it's doing the same thing. It's healing the hell out of you. It's keeping you from dying. You really want to maximize as much uptime you have on Dark Cloak, which is just a nasty heal right now, and regen. But obviously, based on sustain, you can decide what you need to use, just like with Harden and Dampen on MagSorc. Most of the time, I'm usually only using Harden Ward, unless I'm under serious pressure. But this needs to always be up just because it's giving you that minor protection for 12 seconds, and it's giving you your major resolve as well on Nightblade based off the passives. This is the reason Magblade is able to survive out here, honestly, in my opinion, better than Sorc right now. Because, damn, these sons of bitches finally looked into Magblade and gave it a burst heal. Like, shit, Combat Prayer is great, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, whenever I use Combat Prayer, like, it just, the animation was so glitchy and clunky. This shit right here, bro, like, it's giving me a 13k heal while draining 1000 health over 3 seconds. Okay, man, take that 1000 health. I don't care. That shit's healing you for 13k, unbuffed. No spell damage buff, nothing right now. Not near a keep, no continuous, nothing. This shit near a keep, bro, I kid you not, will crit you for 15k. Another thing, this shit makes Magblade one of the best off-healing classes in the game right now. When I'm in a little small man group and whatnot, I'm a knockoff healer, you know? So it really helps playing in small man. I guess it would help if you were Zergan as well. And I mean, off-healing is always a good thing to have. And then it's giving you the minor mending for 8 seconds as well, increasing your healing done by 8% for 8 seconds. Damn, that's sick. So you just hit this number right here. You get your burst heal. You do your light attack, dark cloak, light attack, regen, light attack, siphon. You bar shot. You're back on offense. And that's basically your defensive rotation right there. And if you're under serious pressure, you do what the Templars do with their Breath of Life, spamming the windshield wipers, and you just spam this son of a bitch right here. You just do this number right here. And that shit will get you out of just about anything, unless you got like 10 Nightblades on you. But when you are doing your little fucking heal me God spam right here, you want to make sure at least you have that up and that up. So just so you're getting some heal over times. But yeah, so that's like worst case scenario. You just spam this son of a bitch, bro. I kid you not, it does work. Moving on, backbar ulti. I'm going with Ice Comet. In open world, man, I don't like Soul Harvest or Incap. Like you don't really need Incap stun at all because you have fear. You don't want to be close to people on a mage in general. If you were running concealed weapon, yes, I'd understand. You're playing Brawler Blade, you're up in the face. I'm trying to keep distance because every time someone gets close to me, I'm shit out of luck getting fucking CC'd to the dirt, getting quadruple leaped, and then fucking blast bones to the floor, and then if Goliath is there, he'll smack my forehead into another dimension. So I'm trying to keep distance kiting. So I go with Ice Comet. And low key, man, it gives you the Mages Guild stats, the 2% mag recovery, the max mag and whatnot. But honestly, man, people don't expect it when you hit the comet. You go hit the comet. You go front bar swap, flip, and then usually your bow's lined up, so you shoot that bow at them. So if you go meteor into bar swap, into fear, into bow, you're pushing out hella burst there, man. And a lot of the times they don't see it coming, and it works beautifully because a lot of people know you're going to go for the Soul Tether bow proc. They don't really expect you to go for the Meteor Fear. And when it lands, it is a thing of beauty, dude. I love that. I love the Meteor bar swap Fear bow proc. It looks super clean, super nice. And Meteor in general is a really good ulti for group play as well. Yeah, so that's the bars. Basically, that's the bar setup. Basically, not much has changed. Just we put that in there and moved shade to the front bar compared to last patch. Last but not least, CP. I'm pretty sure there's a couple changes here. I can't remember what I had last patch, but I'm pretty sure I've been toying with this like all hell, bro. So, but this is definitely what I've come to conclusion is best for me at least, and hopefully it'll help you guys on Magblade. So I'm not going to go into this like the passives and whatnot. You should be filling those out in general as you go, leveling up your CP. I think around 1300 CP you can get all the passives and your that you need, and the 4 slottables. Slottables, I'm going with Focus Mending, 10% increase healing done. This is buffing everything. This is buffing your Malevolent Offering, your Dark Cloak, and your regen. That's so goated, 10% more healing. Plus the 8% from every time you hit Healthy Offering. That's 18% right there. And you're just really feeling that, man. You get near a keep. That's another, I don't know, I think it's 20% for that passive or 10% or whatever it is for continuous or near a keep or whatever the assault passive is. It just works really nice on Magblade because all your heals are really single target or scale with Focus Mending in general. Master of Arm, increasing your direct damage. What do you know? Everything on Magblade is direct damage. This is the most single target class besides Sorc. Deadly Aim to increase your single target damage by another 10%. We'll take those. We like those. and then Ironclad to reduce overall direct damage by 10%. I prefer Ironclad over Duelist Rebuff just because direct damage as opposed to single target damage, there's a larger breadth of skills that this covers, whereas Duelist Rebuff does not. So that's why we're going with that. I've tried all these, man. I've tried all these. And as far as flex spot goes, I would say Focus Mending might be your flex spot here, but honestly, this is pretty much set in stone for me. Based on the way I like to play, based on what I've tested in Zero on Magblade, this patch per se, this is what I think gives you the best chance at survivability, living, and whatnot, and pushing out some damage to knock off your targets. Going into the red tree, can't remember what I had last patch, but what we're going with this patch is I just love Refreshing Stride, man. Right now, it's so money based on how many people like red and blue are sending after you. Like just in general with the state of zerging in this game, everyone is faction stacking and chasing. It's like I'm the bone, they're all the dogs, and I'm shit out of luck. I'm getting eaten. They're literally all chasing you around the map. So why not, when you're getting chased, get like 600 mag back and 600 health recovery? That's what it feels like when you're out there. Because like when you're sprinting with a tri-stat up, I think I'm pulling like 3.7, 3.6k mag back while sprinting every 2 seconds. I mean, that's goated, dude. Like, that is literally goated if you think about it for open world sustain. This carries your sustain. This CP alone will carry the hell out of your sustain. But I do also like to keep sustain by suffering there and rejuvenation just to get that 150 plus 90. So it's just 240 total recovery, tri-stat recovery right there. And mainly, I mean, health recovery doesn't matter, to be honest with you. I really just like the stam recovery. That's why I doubled up with rejuve and sustain to get my stam recovery to a decent number. Just because on a mage, stam is king. Stam recovery is king. Let me rephrase that, because once you run out of stam, you are shit out of luck, bro. And if that tri-stat ain't near you, yeah, it's GG's. Go ahead and waste shrine it. And then lastly, survival instincts, man. This is just a money CP, dude. While afflicted, like a lot of, as you can see, a lot of the things we're going with are afflicted with a status effect. So when I'm afflicted with a status effect, I get 240 recovery, and all my core combat, my block, my roll dodge, my break free are hella cheap, man. They're 25% cheaper. I already got the 4x4 well fitted, so my roll dodge is even cheaper when I'm afflicted with status effect. It just synergizes really nicely with the build, man. It really does, and the fact that I'm not running Sithis anymore makes my block 25% cheaper, and we like those because you're going to be wanting to block cast a lot. But yeah, man, this is the Magblade build for the Deadlands patch. All in all, Magblade is much better off now than it has been in the past. I mean, if the game, Magblade is one of those classes where the latency and just the lag in general has to be going in your favor, because it's based off a 5 light attack rotation. And if your light attacks are jamming up because of the latency of the server's shitting on you, it's gonna become very difficult to play, and your DPS, your overall DPS in general, is gonna be affected by it. But nonetheless, when the server's performing, the game feels right, Magblade is definitely strong as hell right now, man. And I would put it in like top 3 mages right now. It honestly, for me, it feels better than my Sorc out here as far as survivability goes, given that even though I don't have streak and whatnot. But yeah, Magblade's great right now. This is the build for the Deadlands patch. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did, man, and tune into the streams, dude. I'll be playing Magblade for the next few streams, but thing is, man, I don't want to just stream in blue screen, so we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully they can fix this soon. Y'all be safe, man. Danny out. Peace.